Yo, what's cracking, guys? Faison here, and today I'm with my buddy Dom, who actually just got top four in the side deck regional last weekend. What were you playing, Dom?
We're playing 60 card Pile of Degeneracy, Normal Summon Sangan.
Yep. Normal summon Sangan. I took it to the event too. I scrubbed out, but Dom was able to tear it up as per usual. We've been working on this version of the deck for a few weeks now, grinding it, and it clearly paid off. So let's go ahead and get right into it.
Alright, so starting off with the hand traps, we have 3 Ghost Ogre, 3 Veiler, 3 Nib, 3 Ash, 2 Bell, and 1 Lancia for the monster hand traps.
For sure.
Um,
And did
so
you have any other like cards you were considering, and like why or why not did you choose them?
I thought about main decking Gamma, but I went a different route instead. I think Gamma is extremely powerful this format. The problem is if you go first, it's a dead card,
Hmm.
and when you win the die roll, you almost always want to go first. So yeah, that's probably the only other hand trap. I mean, you could play Moonlit Chill. Also, that's another thing I considered, but it's just
Bad.
um, yeah, not as good as these. These are super good. So,
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the non-hand trap stuff.
all right. So moving on to the monsters, we have triple Sangan. It's your boy. So normal summon Sangan is at least gets you into Hulk if you need, or any other link two, or most of the other link twos. Because you normal summon Sangan, you link him off into Almirage, then you can add Arborea and keep it moving. Or if your hand is absolutely fire, you can add a hand trap just to annoy your opponent even more next turn. Um, Triple junk forward, triple psychic wielder. It's awesome. It's a tuner, and you, as long as you have a level 3 on board, you can special it without it's not an activated effect, which is a big deal. Um, Three psychic tracker, same thing as Wellader, but just not a tuner. 3 water enchantress, you know why it's at 3. 1 celestial dasher, so these are the one ofs now. 1 fairy tale snow, 1 red rose, 1 arborea, 1 scythe to lock people from playing, 1 rocks rose, and 1 wandering griffin, and 1 mare. So 39 monsters total.
For sure. Why did you decide to play the Red Rose package at one Red Rose and one Rocks Rose? Because a lot of people play it at three Red Rose.
Sure. So, um, talking it over with you and just thinking about it myself, like bouncing the ideas off and then processing it myself, I realized that you want to have as few normal summons as possible, um, because any other normal summon in your hand is dead card.
Yeah,
So, but you do want to play this at least at 1 because you're almost always bringing this out with Halka
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like thinking it over with Dom, like we came to the conclusion that the one of the biggest strengths of this deck is that almost every hand trap is also a good normal summon if you have an extender. And so it doesn't really make sense to play Red Rose at more because you never really want it to be your normal summon unless your hand is like total cheeks. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the spells.
Triple E-Telly, triple Crossout, triple Small World, triple Right, and then the one ofs. Adventure, Burial, Basil Rose Shoot, Rhoda, Fusion Destiny, and Dracoback. And then just to finish out, I'll just show the 3 infinite impermanents. So
All right,
the
for sure.
traps.
So, including the infinite impermanence, it's 18 hand traps, and including the crossouts, it's 21 if you count crossout. But yeah, how do you feel crossout perform? Because I didn't have it in my main, and I was kind of missing it some games.
Okay, so there was a couple games where I drew it and I just won anyways. Like there was one game I drew it where um guy didn't have any hand traps, but I scythe locked him and he scooped right after I scythe locked him, and I had a crossout set on board. Um, So that happened, and there was another time that I drew it where it didn't do anything. Two times it did do something. I stopped an imperm, I believe it was, and then I stopped a nib. And the nib stop was pretty solid. absolutely need to necessarily because I still had a Baronet on board and I had a Herald of Arclight. But the nice thing about it is that it saved those negates for his turn.
Hmm.
So it's still, I think it's good. I think it's worth playing. I do think there's other cards you could play instead of that. And like your list has the Carbonetta, which I'm sure you're going to do a profile for yours. But
Yeah,
yeah,
when I stop scrubbing out of tournaments, I'll get a profile of my version going. But
you did good, bro. You were like tops. You were like 16th, 17th, I think. But then anyways, the designators I think uh, are a solid choice. I like them.
all right, for sure. Let's go ahead and get into the extra deck.
Sounds good. All right. So extra deck we have. Start with the links. So we have link ones. So we have Almirage and Link Spider. So again, this with Sangan is great, or any other. If you have Arborea in hand or a way to get to Arborea, it turns into a Hulk, which is nice. Link Spider, obviously, if they Nibiru you or Mare tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Fierce Anaconda, Dagda to bring out the Scythe or the Lancia. Cherubini to continue to combo. You can send Water Enchantress. If you're going to play Carbonettan, you could send Carbonettan. I also like, I really like sending Enchantress because even if you already had an Enchantress and you used her effect, you can kind of set up follow-up for the next turn. Then you have, I played 2 Halky Fibrax. I felt like there was one flex spot and it was the Hulk. There are other cards I considered playing. I seen lists that we had talked about before with Coral Dragon, and I think I might try that because there are situations where that comes up if you kind of brick. It's another way to climb, and it lets you draw, so you might be able to unbrick. Anyways, I do like 2 Hulk, though. It did come up one game. Nightmare Unicorn, Access Code. Access Code, I beat over a Adagnister Tower with this. I baited him out. I Vertade, he negated with Dan Mari, and that was his last negate left. And I went into Access Code because I had a Unicorn and a Predaplant on board at that point,
Sick.
so I just linked them away. Yeah, so it definitely came up. Shooting Riser, obviously sending Snow is amazing. I sent Token Collector and won the game round 7. That really sealed the deal. Sending
nice,
Token
same.
Collector was great.
If I ever
Did you?
see any
Yeah.
Tenyi Sword Soul type deck, like Token Collector's crazy.
Yeah, dude, this card is insane. Yeah, and Token Collector's insane. Herald of the Arclight, you know what that does? Floodgate or negate, Omni negate, Yazi. The downside of this version, I will say, is that you only play 1 worm in your deck. And I was joking before when I said I'd play Mirror at 2, but you know that's the strength of playing the triple Vishuda because at least you have other choices besides Mare. So I will say that's one weakness of Yazi in this version with only playing 1 Mare. Something to consider. Maybe playing the Souls engine just to put it back. But anyways, Borreload Savage, obviously Omni Negate, great card, level 8. You can bring it out when you're shooting Riser. You have Hulk on your end board, and you DPE pop Scythe on their turn, summon the Scythe, and then as soon as the Arclight's gone, you Hulk effect, you summon the Shooting Riser, send the level 4, and then you can synchro into Borreload Savage. Baronet, obviously amazing card, and then of course DPE.
All right, for sure. Yeah, I think that obviously that second Hulk seemed to have done work for you. I was thinking that we actually don't go over the side deck at all here. If you guys want to check out the side deck, Dom is actually uploading like a more detailed version of the profile with like more background theory as well as like a combo guide. So if you guys want to know how to better play the deck, I'd suggest checking out his channel. I'm gonna put a link in the description. But yeah, now I know I need to be playing that second Hulk. But God, $70 for a Hulk is quite a lot, so we'll see. But yeah, thanks for the profile, Dom. Make sure y'all leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong around here. But I'll catch you guys later.